Hi, if you're a Libra, born September 23rd to October 22nd, what can you expect for the month of February 2016? Let's tune in and find out. Okay, so Libra, it feels like in the beginning, right away, there's just this open-hearted energy. You're like swinging into February. It's free and exhilarating, and it's almost like you've gotten all the dust out of the coffers, right? It's like you can see clearly and think clearly and finally feel like you have a sense of direction, and you're going to start to be able to become more focused as the month goes on. And I also feel like there's going to be additional energy coming in to support you to get things done. So I feel like it'll be a much more productive month than January, which feels like it was a little sleepy for some of you, and a little weighty, like a little heavy, like you went through some stuff. So let's first of all look at relationships. So those of you that are in a committed long-term romantic relationship, let's start there and see what February has in store for you. Okay, so it feels like there's planning energy going on between the two of you, planning what you want your life to look like, planning getting things done, moving forward, really creating positive strides in the relationship as well as in your life together. You can always tell when you're really with a committed partner because you work on things together, you focus on things together, and there's this synergy that happens. And if you're somebody who doesn't have that in your relationship and you want it, this is a month that you're going to be able to put some energy into that and really create it. So just be on the lookout for that. And there's also a real easy energy the first week or so in February. Actually, the whole month is really easy. It just feels like the beginning of February, the first week or two, is that extra sweetness. So maybe you have a trip planned, maybe you're going away together, but it feels very romantic. And then here in the States, we have February 14th is a day of love that we celebrate. And so that also feels like it's a really, that weekend in particular feels like a real nice heart opener. Now, for some of you, it may also mean that you're dealing with or healing some challenges that you've had in the relationship before. So don't be surprised if in suddenly in this blissed out space that all of a sudden, you remember the affair of 10 years ago, or you remember how you did XYZ to him, or how, like all of a sudden this stuff starts to come up. It's not coming up to ruin your day. It's coming up so you can call it history. So you can just be done with it, be complete with it, say whatever needs to be said. So this is also a very, very much of a healing month for all of the signs. And that has to do with our the new moon energy. So what we're doing is we're moving into this also new moon, February 8th in Aquarius, and really everybody's opening up, having more fun, having more freedom, more creativity, more joy in their life. Thank you, Aquarians. And so we all get that little dose of that. Now, there's a full moon February 22nd in Virgo. And so in your relationships, Libra, you want to be a little careful. Don't be too standoffish. Don't be so hypercritical or hypersensitive around that energy, because we've got Virgo can be a critical energy. And so that's kind of overshadowing all of us. So we can tend to feel a little bit more like we're being picked on or we are being the aggressor, right? So critical energy. So you just want to be aware of that in your romantic relationships on that full moon of the 22nd or around that time. So now if you're single, what can you expect for romance in February, Libras? Let's see. Well, some of you are coming into February nursing yourself, nursing some wounds, taking care of yourself, and that's appropriate, when we feel down. And as I said, there's a lot of healing energy going around, so this is a great opportunity to get deeper into that space and take care of things. There's lots of social activities for you in February. So much so that you might feel like, oh my gosh, I can't go. I've got so much work to do. So there could even start to be a conflict with your work and with your play, because it's so easy to play and there's so many opportunities in February that you're going to want to go play on. And some of these are going to be romantic. Some of them are going to take a romantic twist, especially something around the 10th or the 12th that might catch you. And it feels very impromptu. It doesn't feel like it's all planned out and figured out. So it's really nice, and a little bit of that being swept off your feet feeling. So obviously love will be in the air for Libras in February. Okay, so let's look at career and money. So this is a month where you're going to be able to do what you love, and you're going to be able to put some energy into that, and to be able to be the cause of what it is that you want to do. In other words, you're the one who's kind of in charge. You're the one who is responsible for injecting this energy into your career. And if you do that, it feels like it's building blocks, like it just is a process of pushing things forward. I'm not seeing any blocks or anything that's going to stop it. It's just this forward momentum. And with that forward momentum, you're also going to get more self-confidence and more stability. And people around you are going to notice. And that stability is going to draw in some potentially other offers, other interviews. There may be some media that catches up with you, some things that that are shining, that are where you have the potential to be the star in. So just be aware that there's some energy around that's available. Also, communication is going to be big for you in your career this month, and being able to communicate properly. There will be some people that aren't going to be able to hear your communication or want to take it in, and that can cause some disappointment. Like my heart hurts a little bit, like right now, and it may be that you feel like you're being scolded or you're being manipulated, and so. And it could be that other people think that they have your best interests at heart and are talking to you from that way. So just exhale, let go of all that energy, and just take a step back and notice where's my responsibility in here? What is true? So any confrontations that come towards you, you're able to look at and say, have ownership over your part. And if you do, then you'll get through February much easier. But these other kind of consternations, these little juggling matches, he said, she said, or wanting to have control is a little bit of a challenge. So with certain people in your career. And I can feel it kind of creeping up in your back, and you just want to let it go. It's just part of doing business. And your job is just to always, be honest, be authentic, and listen and notice, what's true, what's not true before you speak. And then that way you're going to minimize any challenges, and you'll be able to self-correct when somebody says something to you and you go, yeah, I can see that. Okay, I'll work on that, or I'll make that adjustment. And then things will go better, right? Instead of just, plowing right into it, thinking that we know it all. Okay, so let's move into our money aspects for our career, or just our money in general, I want to say. Well, so for some of you, it feels a little tight, like it's been a little tight recently, and or that you've had a lot more going out than coming in. And there's also this anticipation of loss. There's this anticipation like, oh, I'm losing my footing. I'm going to lose more. I'm going to lose more. So there's this nervous energy some of you have around money that you want to get rid of. And like I said, this month when you heal some things, work on healing that too. Work on your value and money and how that's going to look. Now, actual money coming in, how is that going to look for February? It feels like it's it's happening, like it's regular, it's normal. I don't feel like there's any big surprises for you. There may be some fun adventures, like surprise adventures that you've been gifted or given to you that are sweet, nice little unexpected treats that come your way. So. And with that, there may be some just additional money through your work, just like your work growing, opening up, and more things coming in. Some of you may also receive some money from people that have owed you money, or money that comes in unexpectedly, or more money than you were expecting. Like somebody overpays you, but knows they're overpaying you, like intentionally overpays you. So there may be some of that as well. So money looks good. Now, there may be some of you are actually, we're going back to money just a second, that are trying to get a loan or something, and hang in there with that. It just feels like there's one or two or three more things, crossing the T's and dotting the I's, and you feel like you keep having to do this. But if you hang in there, you're going to get the money, okay? And some of you may be a little bit short from wherever you were expecting money to come from, but there's other money that's available to you. So you're not going to have any money problems. I see the money coming together. All right. So that's the good news. So now let's look at your health, what we can expect for your health for the month. Okay, some of you are just mad, like mad at yourself, mad at your situation, and you're just done. You ever get that way where you're just done? You're done with being sick, you're fed up, you're frustrated, and it feels like some of you start to really get in line and make the changes that need to happen. You also want to be aware, what extracurricular activities you're taking. So if you live in Florida and you're going snow skiing, be careful, right? Know your limit, know your expectations. If you're riding a bike, pay attention. So there's some prone in February for Libras, some just not paying attention energy, which causes you then to potentially have, a small incident is what I'll call it. I'm not going to call it an accident. I'm going to call it an incident because it feels like it can very much be avoided just by paying attention. Okay. And so you're just being asked to pay attention, especially during exercises or having fun, those types of activities like skiing and running and jogging and bike riding, and just pay attention. If you pay attention, you're going to be fine. If you don't, you could get tripped up, and that's not fun. Never is. Okay, let's see what else is unexpected for Libras this month. Well, first of all, I think you're not expecting to have as much fun as you're going to have. I think you're expecting just another month. It's not. It's really going to be a fun month, a social month. And I also think like you have a lot of charisma. And so if you're willing just to kind of shake it, you're going to have a good time. And people are drawn to your charisma. They're drawn to what you have to say. So you've got the platform. You've got the mic. So, be respectful, just be aware, know what you want to say. And so, because you're going to have a voice this month, people are going to want to hear what you have to say. So be clear in what you're saying. We don't always get this opportunity where people are leaning in to hear what we want to say. So make the best of it, because that's going to help your career or your relationship or whatever it is that the person, where this is coming from in your chart, who wants your advice, who wants to know your thoughts, who wants your opinion, who wants to get your take on things. That's like a big deal. So just know that this month, you're going to have a chance to have a voice. And in addition to that, you're going to have a lot of fun. So, all right, Libras, I'm all about that. So let's have a great month, Libras. If you like my intuitive astrology, please click like and share it with your friends. And I look forward to connecting with you again next month.